Do you need to remove the door casing from your Saab 9.3 door to access maybe the electronic module or the window regulator, change the speaker or the mirror? It's quite easy, but not obvious how it comes off. So come through with me, let me show you how it's done. You will need to take the door casing off to access pretty much anything that's in the door. The speaker is behind here, but is attached to the door panel, not the casing, and this grille does not pull off. Same goes with the door handle. The electronic module, the window regulator is inside to access the door latch if you've got locking problems or alarm problems. First step is to remove the door handle cover. Get your fingers underneath the bottom of there, lift up, and it comes away quite easily. Next, with a T30 Torx bit, undo the 2 screws that are inside the handle. If you've got a magnetic pickup tool or a magnetic Torx bit, you might find you can get the screws out a lot easier. Now, starting at the bottom rear corner with the plastic tool, put your tool in, push it underneath the trim, between the trim and the panel, roughly halfway round this radius, and lever the door casing away from the panel. There's a clip just at each end of the radius. Doing that will unclip them both. Now you can get your fingers under here quite easily. Work your way along and up each side, unclipping all the clips until it's hanging on the waist rail. With one hand underneath the door casing and the other holding onto the handle, pull the bottom of the door casing away from the door about 2 inches. At the bottom in the middle, push the door casing upwards to release the top roll from the waist rail. Once you've lifted it over the sill button, it'll come away. You can put it down in this position, but you'll find that the weight of the door casing is hanging on the door release cable and also the electrical cables. So do be very careful not to snag it. To release the 2 cables from the door module, the brown one has a clip on the top there. Press it in and pull out. For the black one, with a very small screwdriver, lift up that clip, keep lifting it all the way back, and then the connector comes out. Just a close-up of that clip. Get your screwdriver under that way and lift it there. You can then disconnect the puddle lamp if you've got one by pushing down the clips on each side here and separating the connector. The interior release cable is clipped to the door casing here, and then to disconnect it from the handle, bend it round, and away it comes. The door casing is now free of the door. Let me give you a few care points for putting it back on. Although obviously putting it back is the reverse of getting it off, there are some points to be careful about. Putting it back on is best done when the glass is right up to the top. Also, push the sill button down into the lock position. With the sill button lower, it makes it easier to get the escutcheon over it. Also, make sure that you've got all the white clips in the positions around the edge. If any of them stayed behind on the clips on the door, then clip them off the clips and put them in their little keyhole slots. 1 or 2 missing probably won't make an awful lot of difference, but also make sure that your side impact protection foam is in place. Bring your door casing to the door, reconnect the wires that you disconnected and the cable for the door inner handle. When you've reconnected the door inner handle to the end of the cable, don't forget to push the clip into this clip feature just behind the handle. It's very, very easy for this to pop out of there. So make sure as you're doing the following actions that that doesn't happen. If it does, you'll have to put it back in. You could always put some gaffer tape over it to help it along a little. This is the wrong hand for this door, of course. Lift your door casing up so that the top roll is a good inch or so above the metalwork of the door inner panel. Take the back end of the casing up against the door frame trim and drop your escutcheon over the sill button. You might find that you need to reach behind here to get the sill button into its escutcheon, and once you've got it inside its escutcheon from behind, take hold of the rod and lift the sill button into its unlock position. Then push the top roll firmly against the glass. Bring the casing down so that this lip with the seal goes between the door inner panel flange and the glass. You'll probably find that you'll have to push it quite firmly to get it down into position. Look down at the back edge for one of the lower fixings, line it up with its opposite clip and just give it a smack to clip it into place. If you do that at the rear and do that at the front next to the speaker grill, that should line all of them up and you can go round and just knock them all into place. Before you put your handle trim back on, don't forget to put your 2 Torx bolts back in here. They're dog points, so that's quite easy to do. You shouldn't have any problem threading them. If you look at the handle, there's a little tag at the back end there. Make sure that that tag goes into that gap between the switch pack and the inner handle, and make sure that that lip there goes over this tag. But first, put the upper end in place against the door casing, lift the rear end and then push that clip down into place, then push that corner into place. It will clip in. Make sure that your sill button works okay, that your window works all right, that the switch is connected. Test that the door handle's properly connected. Use a screwdriver to pretend it's the door striker and latch the latch. With the screwdriver still in the pawl, pull your handle and it should release. If it doesn't, you may have to take the door casing back off because the cable may have become disconnected. If you got value from this video, please give it a thumbs up down by the title. Maybe consider supporting the channel. There's a link in the description. And I'll see you in the next video.